Back at the herd, Abel looked to Traveler, who seemed to be looking about, the herd women still giving him much space. A few boys came to him asking him of Sam, but Abel hushed them off to go do their chores. Abel wasn't as understanding as Colt, but he also would not disobey his wishes. "Traveler, is it?" Traveler turned to look to Abel. "Yes, shall I be calling you Abel?" Abel breathed in a large breath before speaking. "I believe that will do in this case. The herd cannot be slowed on their chores. I was hoping you may help with them. If that is what is needed, I am quite good at hunting. Most of the herd is very well acquainted with hunting. I was hoping we could use your tracking and scent-following abilities to find fever tree bark. We have knowledge of some localities, but we have used much of the bark. If more saplings could be found, we could plant them here in the hopes of keeping a larger supply of fever reducers. I have a powder of it for you to remember the scent." Traveler shook his head. "I know of it well. We are versed in the lion kingdom of such herbs. Shall someone come with me to dig them up if they can be found?" Abel looked about the camp in a low voice. "That may be difficult. Many still have fears of the, great spirit that did much here." Abel's words were somewhat fumbling. Traveler nodded in understanding as a voice came from behind Abel, then to Traveler's side. "I'll do it, if you don't mind me taking a little longer." Abel looked to the woman. "You, Eleanor, you tend to stay to the cleaning of the camp." Traveler looked to him. "She is well versed in herbs. She created such a fine soap. I think she could manage digging up a few saplings." Abel looked to her. "All right then, if Traveler here thinks you can handle it and you don't mind being about him, then do as you wish." She bowed slightly. "Thank you, my stallion." Abel rubbed the back of his neck. "Yes? Well, you both should begin as soon as possible. Do stay safe on your work." Traveler nodded slightly, as did she. Once Abel left them, Eleanor looked to Traveler with a smile. "Well then, should I go get some tools then?" Traveler looked to her. "Yes, I'm sure you know what we will be needing better than I. Shall I meet you at the edge of camp?" "Yes, that will do nicely. It may take me some time to get the tools we will need with my—" Traveler interrupted her words. "Take the care that is needed. We do not want to fall short on the tools we will need. I am in no rush. Take your time." "I'll try not to be long." Traveler again nodded and walked to the edge of the camp. He was watching her without her notice as she went around diligently picking up items, placing them in a large pail. Her leg practically slid behind her. She would lift it with almost a thud, her back slightly arched, her thumbs to her pointer fingers webbed. The young men paid her no mind as she went about the camp. Their eyes were on the other women, slowing both their duties as well as the women's. Eleanor was excusing herself to get what she was needing from shelves and tables, but no one was paying enough attention to help her retrieve them. Traveler just let out a silent breath. What could he do? If he was still a man, he would have walked alongside her, gathering the tools that she needs. He slightly chuckled as he thought about how he would have pushed the men to the side, probably starting a tussle over it in his youth. Then he looked to her again. No, he would have not helped her. He would have been the same as the young men were doing now to her. He was only ever gentry to those of great physical beauty. But as he watched, he thought to himself how he now saw beauty in an entirely different way. Just the same, it wasn't his place to step in. Just then, he came from his thoughts to hear a pail fall and a pot of water fall with it, splashing the ground. "Oh, sorry, it was my fault." Eleanor looked to a man. The man in a yellow leather jacket smiled at her. "Be careful there, Mutt. I just had these boots made." I'm sorry, Siku," she whispered as she began to clean up the pieces of clay pot. The man just rolled his eyes, kicking at the pieces, and began to walk away. Traveler's hairs were bristled as he walked swiftly toward the man. As the man slowed, turning to go around a different way, Traveler looked him up and down. "Wait just a moment. Siku, was it?" Siku turned back to the lion. "Yes. How do you know of me?" Traveler looked at the man again. "Oh, I have heard things of you. Looking to you, I can see why you cannot be forgotten easily." Siku puffed up his chest. He was always one for flattery, though hardly ever deserved. But he was a part of the herd just the same, and Colt normally kept him in control rather easily, being a younger of the Broncos. "I ponder your name. What does it mean here in your camp?" Siku looked to him. "It means anointed with strength." Traveler chuckled, looking down, shaking his head slightly. What? Siku urged. Oh, nothing. You see, your name in our kingdom has a different meaning, more adequate to your ways. Oh, really, what is it? Traveler smiled. Come closer and I shall whisper it to you. Siku looked at Traveler strangely, unsure. What, you're not afraid, are you? Siku took a breath, then slowly went to Traveler, who whispered in Siku's ear. Siku's eyes widened. You're jesting me, he whispered. Oh no, and dare I say we were one of the first kingdoms, so more than likely your name truly means this, and isn't it just a fine choice? That you chose yellow as your color, a fine choice indeed. Siku looked around, then back to Traveler. You can't be telling people this. You wouldn't, would you? Traveler whispered back. Oh, I don't know. Maybe some of your friends might find it funny, but I may be persuaded. Siku was sweating. What do you want? Some meat? Traveler became stern in the face. Oh, nothing like that. I can make my own kills very easily. No, what I want is something much more simple. And that would be, Siku whispered, as did Traveler back, a request to not be calling my Lady Eleanor a mutt and start treating her like that of a lady. Siku rolled his eyes. You can't be serious. She's a... But Traveler gave a growl in his throat. That stopped Siku's words in their tracks. All right, fine. Traveler looked to him. If you tell her any of this, I will not be pleased, and more than a name shall I spill, understand? Siku just nodded and walked away as Eleanor had finished gathering the supplies in the distance. Siku looked at her as she passed by as her large backpack bumped him slightly. As she was about to apologize, he turned to her, looking her up and down. Excuse me, he said with distaste. A look of shock covered her for a moment. Traveler thought to himself, it's a start for her. She came up to Traveler. Hey, sorry it took a bit longer, but I brought some meals as well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's enough to fill you, but... Traveler smiled. It was kind of you to think of it. I'm sure it's more than enough for us both. Would you like to ride on my back? I have a horse, you know. Traveler looked about. It might fear me and throw you. Why would it fear you? She loves men. Besides, I've never been thrown. Eleanor called over her horse, a buckskin mare. Pulling the reins toward Traveler, letting the horse smell him as he held still, the horse didn't seem to mind this strange, large white creature in front of it. See, she likes you. After putting her pack on the horse, she climbed on. All right, you're the tracker. You lead the way, I'll follow. We are not on an animal hunt. Walk your horse beside me. Eleanor did as she was told, and they made their way past the meadow and toward the way of grandmothers, unknown to Traveler at the time.